As day 1 of cycle 2, we got sumo deadlifts to start the day. It's a max effort lower body day. Again, earn the right, max effort is gonna be capped at an RPE of 7 during this first mesocycle, this first phase, about the first 4 cycles. When we go heavy, we're not going to like a true max, we're going to a heavy for the day, where we can have about 2 to 3 reps in reserve on every set. 5 by 5, so 25 reps total, rest about 90 seconds in between sets. The way I typically sit up for sumo deadlift, outside knurling, just works for my body. I put it at about my shins, toes slightly out but forward. My middle finger usually sits on this inside knurling, and then I'll grip the bar. Sumo deadlift is programmed intentionally, not because it's an easier lift. In both Earn the Right and Conjugate Hybrid, we'll throw in sumo deadlifts for max effort work as well as speed work. They offer a completely different stimulus, so I like to throw them in for that reason, to avoid the accommodation aspect with deadlifts. The sumo deadlift is going to activate your hips and your glutes in a different way than a regular deadlift. And it's going to make you stronger in ways that's going to carry over to your conventional deadlift as well as your squat. It's also going to take a lot of tension off your lower back, so it allows us to lift heavy more often while still recovering from it. When you're in a sumo stance, you're a little more upright with your torso, so you're not bent over as much, so it takes some of that weight off your lower back. After those sumos, we're gonna have a superset. We're gonna do goblet squats and then tib raises. So I'll show you guys how we're gonna do tib raises today. You can use a band, you can use no weight if you've never done it before. It's a very neglected muscle group, and we hit it intentionally, especially with the amount of running and things we do. It's gonna help you. 2 sets, 16 reps goblet squat. Pick a heavy weight. I'll probably do 105 pounds or a moderate weight. Something you do 16 reps solid, nice and slow, eccentric, explode up. And then 16 reps on the tib raises, rest about 60 to 90 seconds, hit it again. Just those 2 sets, should be quick. The last superset for today on accessory work. In the program, I program frog pumps is what they're called. It's a very basic, like entry-level movement, in my opinion. It is gonna teach you to activate your glutes and your hips in a way that you probably haven't if you don't have a ton of experience. For me personally, I just don't get enough stimulus with them. I prefer to do either hip thrusts or do these. These are more functional in my opinion. I'll do a kettlebell swing into a band at your hip height. So you get the same stimulus essentially, but it's more effective and a little more advanced movement. So what you'll do is put a band at about hip height. This one's a little high, that's all right. Put it right at your hips. Grab a kettlebell. You want to pull your shirt up a little bit if you got a video, that way the belly doesn't hang over the band. Junior, grab this kettlebell, you step forward into the band. We're gonna try not to lean forward. We're gonna try to have our hips do all the work. If you lean forward, we're defeating the purpose of the movement. Plus, if this band breaks, I'm going straight into the ground. So we're trying to end with a tall posture. If there's a little forward lean, it is what it is. But wide stance, we're gonna go kettlebell swings to eye height. So we're gonna let that band pull us backward, and then you're just pushing into the band. This will probably destroy your glutes in ways you haven't had it happen before. It's a very different stimulus. Make sure your heels stay in contact with the ground the entire time. And we're gonna superset that with seated banded hamstring curls. So you get a light band, put it behind your ankles. If you can rest it like on top of your shoes, sometimes it's easiest. Sit in something where your feet can go back behind your knees, so you're not stopping like right here at your knees. Make sure you have full range of motion on this, so all the way out, quick in, all the way out, quick in, and just nice fast reps. We're doing 20 reps total. With every movement we do, just make sure you maintain proper position the entire time. Just because we're focused on our hamstrings doesn't mean we let everything else just do whatever. So tight core, everything else is braced perfectly the way it should be. If you want to lay back a little bit, that's totally fine. I like to either grab my legs or grab onto the bench if I can, with a slight backwards lean. And then I'll just send it. Almost done with the day. We have a core tricep. So what we're gonna do is reverse hypers. I know I've said it before. If you guys don't have a reverse hyper machine, you might have to skip it if you don't have it in your gym, or there's alternative movements where you can get a similar effect like on a GHD machine. But if you don't have the equipment, you don't have the equipment. That being said, find a gym that has a reverse hyper or a GHD machine. That's a good gym. They are much more common today than they used to be, and you can find a gym that has them. It's just a matter of finding it and the willingness to go there to use it. So if you don't have that ability though, buy one for yourself. Ball on a budget. And trust me, I get it. Like, I understand that money doesn't grow on trees. Most people are tight on cash, and a drop of $1,000 on fitness equipment isn't really something that's feasible. This reverse hyper I bought off Titan, which is the cheaper version. I think it was like 400 bucks. It's a lot of money, but it's a budget. You're balling on a budget. Before I had this, as you can see these concrete weights down here, I used concrete weights because they were cheap. I didn't have money to buy weights. So I worked out with concrete weights at home. And then I built a reverse hyper out of wood. Maybe I'll find a picture of it somewhere, but I used a reverse hyper built out of wood for several years because I didn't have money and didn't want to spend money on a reverse hyper. Saved up money, now I got one. So what I'm saying is that if it's important to you, you make it happen. But if you don't have the equipment, you don't have the equipment. These programs are designed for a certain group of people, not for everybody. I didn't build this program so that everybody would be able to do what's prescribed. It's built for a certain group of people, and I expect that group of people to have a reverse hyper or at least a GHD machine. If you have a GHD machine, you can do pretty much everything, but this piece of equipment is amazing. There's also a version called the Scout, Westside's version. It's a smaller, compact reverse hyper. You can actually store it easier at home if you don't have a full garage. If you want something bad enough, you find a way. If you don't want it bad enough, you find an excuse. So for this set, we're gonna start with reverse hyper. I love pairing reverse hypers with other core movements. So today we're gonna do this plus a reverse GHD sit-up is what I call them. I'll show you guys, and then a pull-off press. For me, it does wonders for my back. It loosens up my psoas. It feels like everything just kind of loosens up and goes to where it's supposed to be. So we're gonna do between 3 to 4 sets of this tricep. There's 20 reps on the reverse hyper. We're gonna use a lightweight. If you don't wanna do 4 sets and you only wanna do 3, like 3 might be plenty. Judge it based off how you feel. If you get to the 3rd set and you're like, nah, it's good, then that's fine. You don't have to do 4 sets. For me, I'm gonna do 4 sets. If you guys know what a dragon flag is, I think it's what they called, where you lay on the ground, grab like a post behind you, and then you kick your legs up, push to the ceiling, and then back down to the floor. It's essentially what we're doing. However, I like to do it on the GHD machine because I can get more extension at the bottom of the movement. So I say that because if you don't have a GHD machine, then do those. You can do them on a bench where you can get your legs lower. You're essentially gonna grab where your feet anchor. You have this full extension right here. So once you grab that anchor overhead, we're gonna use our core to pull our legs up and then push them to the ceiling, control it on the way down, and come back up and do that over and over. You wanna make sure you're engaging your core and not just using your hip flexors to get yourself back up. That's gonna defeat the purpose of the movement. So if this is too challenging, then I would start on the ground with the dragon flag. I would progress from there to doing it on a bench where your feet go a little lower, and then progress to doing them on a GHD machine. All right, next we're gonna do dumbbell overhead carries. So you're gonna pick a moderate weight. Right now, 150 pounds feels heavy to me, but we just taxed our core and our legs a little bit. So we wanna pick a heavy weight, keep that core nice and tight, and then we're gonna do 2 sets of 40 feet, just walking. So you do 1 set, drop the weight, rest about a minute, and then do the last set, and then we'll finish up with 1 more thing. Last thing we got today is a band finisher. So we've talked about these already. We're gonna do banded good mornings. I like to set it on my shoulders, not on my neck. We're gonna do 200 reps, so pick a light band, slow and controlled movements. Try and do 200 total, or 200 straight through if you can't. Break it up as needed, or go lighter band and get the 200 reps in. Maintain proper form the entire time. We're not just bending over and standing back up. It's a very intentional good morning. So the intent is high repetitions, perfect form, just to finish out the day. All right, that's a wrap on day 1 of cycle 2. This was a lot of work for day 1 for a leg day. Usually is gonna be, day 1 is usually a lot of work. It's how we're gonna start the week off. If 90 minutes is too much for you to work out, it is what it is, right? I think that if you do an honest assessment of your life, more people have more time than they think to work out. But if 90 minutes is too much, I get it. That's why I included 60-minute variation with every program. So you get Earn the Right, and you have the 90-minute version. But if you can't do 90 minutes, then there's a 60-minute version as well. So the way these programs are designed is ultimately CHT and Earn the Right, 90 minutes per day, will prepare you to be elite. It'll give you elite level fitness, in my opinion, what I would describe as elite, which is then validated with the struggle standard test. If you can't do the 90-minute version, then the 60-minute version will still get you very fit. Your fitness level will increase on the 60-minute version. Just don't expect to hit elite level status on the struggle standard test. Now, prove me wrong, go for it. Maybe for you it'll work, I don't know. But based on my experience, everything that I've known and studied and the way I built these programs, I think the 90 minutes a day is what you need to get that top tier fitness level. But like I said, the reason I included 60-minute versions of both CHT and ETR is 2 reasons. You don't have the 90 minutes a day, you only have 60, that's fine. You still get where you need to go. And then sometimes life happens as well where you might be able to do 90 minutes a day most days, but some days are a little tight and 60 minutes is the most you can do. No problem, that's why the program's there. That's why I include both. They're not 2 different programs you pay for. 1 purchase gets you both. Luke 16:10 says, "He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much." How you do the little things is how you do everything. That's where that comes from. It's a biblical principle. Discipline is gonna get you where you need to go. Doing the little things right with intention is what you need to do every single day. It's the little decisions that add up to the big decisions. Most people quit because they think they know better, but the reality is there's a plan in place, follow the plan. You made a commitment, follow the plan. I said it earlier in this video, if you want something bad enough, you find a way. If you don't want it bad enough, you find an excuse. So I'll help you guys out as much as I can, giving you alternatives, swaps, advice on all of this. It's not complicated. You guys have the program in front of you. I'm very confident that this program will get you where you need to go, as long as you do the little things correctly and stick to the plan. So I hope you guys got something out of it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2.